BFTB. Best fight the best. Man. Got this damn. Can't wait till I finish this damn video, man. I got a banger coming up. Well, actually, I got a couple. But whatever on that. Look, we get to what I was about to say, man. I was watching. The Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner, all that talking they got going on. And I remember what Errol Spence said. When he met up with Bud Crawford. Bro, I think that's the next fight. Manny Pacquiao said he wants to fight the winner of Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence. That's what Manny Pacquiao said. And Errol Spence said, when he asked who's next for him, Errol Spence said Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. Well, Sean Porter and Keith Thurman ain't fighting. But I think if you look at the landscape, right? If you just look at the landscape of how these things have been set up, Manny Pacquiao is the WBA regular champion. He's the same thing that Danny Jacobs was when the WBA made Danny Jacobs and Golovkin unify their titles. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the regular and the super. They just got rid of it because they unified the regular and the super. And the WBA ordered that. Now, if you look at this grand scheme of things, if you look at how things are playing out right now, right? You've got Adrian Broner fighting Manny Pacquiao. Adrian Broner is not beating Manny Pacquiao. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. I don't care about all the training he's doing, all the counter punch, all the fast hands. I don't care about how many, push-ups and sit-ups and all that stuff he's doing, and all that. I don't care about all that. I don't care about none of that shit. He ain't gonna do none of that shit when he gets in the ring, so none of that shit matter. You ain't playing me. Like, damn, Adrian Broner's looking fast in training. It don't matter what he looks like in training. He don't do none of that shit when he gets in the ring. None of it. They talk about, Adrian Broner, what's your thing on, you're just underachieving so much. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of my face. He ain't underachieving. That's just what he do. He even said it. It don't matter. Your motherfuckers gonna watch me anyway. Shit, I remember him saying that. And guess what? All the fuckers gonna watch him anyway. The bottom line is he ain't beating Manny Pacquiao. I don't give a damn if Manny Pacquiao was 60 years old. He still ain't beating Manny Pacquiao. I don't care what boxer you put in front of Adrian Broner. Listen, in order for Adrian Broner to win, he has to punch. And since he does not punch, he's not going to win. It's just that simple. But then you have Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia lets his hands go. Mikey Garcia is a cerebral fighter. Mikey Garcia's got talent. All that good shit. The problem with all of that is that he's fighting a guy with we don't even know how much talent Errol Spence has. I keep telling everybody this, but no, for some strange reason, people just acting like, oh no, Mikey's resume and Mikey's skills. Bro, his resume is against little tiny guys. His resume is against guys that if Errol Spence fought, he would probably ruin them for life. That's what his resume is against. Listen, I'm not going to go too deep into this. I'm just going to keep it brief on this one, but I'm going to touch all bases. Listen. Mikey Garcia better hope Errol Spence fights the way that Mikey Garcia has seen him fight. He better hope that. He don't know how good Errol Spence is. Has no clue. None. Can't say Errol Spence can't box because Errol Spence has never had to box. He just goes and destroys people. He seeks and destroys. And that's just it. He seeks, destroys, moves on. End of discussion. Mikey Garcia better hope that that's the only Errol Spence that shows up. Because that's the only one he can train for. Because he's never seen anything else. And if he did, it was in the amateurs. In the Olympics. But past all of that. I got Manny Pacquiao winning, and I got Errol Spence winning. Like I said, I watched this video this morning. I was reading up on some shit, and I'm just sitting here putting two and two together like, bro, Manny Pacquiao is saying he wants to fight the winner of Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence said he might get Pacquiao next. Bro, that fight, that's the next fight. The next fight is Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. That is the next fight. And if you look how it's being set up, that will make Errol Spence the IBF and the WBA regular champion, which would lead right into Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman for the IBF and the WBA regular and super unification. That it leads right into it. Then Keith Thurman can pull back the narrative of, he didn't have enough fights, because now Keith Thurman can say, I fought Josecito Lopez and then I fought somebody else while Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence was fighting each other, right? And now I'm show you guys that I'm still one time. I'm gonna show you guys that I'm still this. It sets up itself perfectly. Then the WBA can say, oh, look, well, listen, Keith Thurman hasn't had a mandatory. Keith Thurman hasn't did this. What we're going to do is we're going to unify the WBA title like we did with Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? Now the WBA can save face, because they can say, well, he hasn't defended his title in so long. He's been out for so long, but we gave him this time, and now what we're trying to do is we're trying to clean up these titles for the sport of boxing, for the betterment of the sport. Listen, it's a win-win for everybody. Keith Thurman can say, see, I ain't trying to duck Errol Spence. See, I want this. I'm telling you, I'm going to go ahead and put this boy out of here. I'm telling you, I'm still this. I'm still one time. I ain't ducking nobody, blah, blah, blah. Errol Spence can say, look, I've been calling for this dude forever. You know what I'm saying? I finally get my shot at this dude. You know what I'm saying? The strap season, man down. He can keep his mantra going on. He can keep all his narrative pushing. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Even for Manny Pacquiao. It's a win. His fan base that's gonna be out in droves talking about Floyd Mayweather rematch after he beats Adrian Broner, which he ain't getting, because there's really no big bread in it. There's not no big bread. The only way there will be big bread in a Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather rematch is if Manny Pacquiao goes in there and knocks Adrian Broner out. Something that nobody been able to do. If he knocks Adrian Broner out, then there might be a discussion for that. It might be a discussion if he knocks him out. I don't see it. One, I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think if Adrian Broner ever does get knocked out by anybody, Manny Pacquiao might be the guy to do it. But I just don't see it happen, especially when he was on them pellets. But I don't see it happening right now. I think it's going to be a decision win for Manny Pacquiao, an easy majority, a unanimous or a majority decision for Manny Pacquiao. Actually, I think it's going to be unanimous. I don't think it's going to be no majority. It'll be a unanimous decision. If by majority that means everybody, then that's the type of decision it's going to be. I don't see Adrian Broner having anything for Manny Pacquiao at all. Nothing. I don't care about his counter punches, because he don't counter. He don't let his hands go to counter punch. I don't care about Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. because Errol Spence is going to destroy that dude. Everybody's trying to, well, not everybody, but the Mikey Garcia fans are now talking about he's overrated and he's going to get exposed, and yada yada yada. Bro, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. You can tell yourself whatever you want, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't. Mikey Garcia is going to get destroyed. Adrian Broner is going to get destroyed. Then you're going to have Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. Errol Spence is going to destroy this dude, send him off into retirement. Errol Spence is not going to get no credit whatsoever, because they're going to say, oh, this was an old Manny Pacquiao. He was old. He's washed up. This ain't the same Manny Pacquiao from yesteryear. If it was that Manny Pacquiao, then he would have destroyed Errol Spence. Even after they're going to witness Errol Spence body bag Mikey Garcia, they're still going to be like, well, why don't Errol Spence move up and, fight Usyk? He's weight bullying. Why don't he just move up and wait? They have all these weird-ass excuses. They have all these weird-ass statements left and right. Errol Spence cherry-picked Mikey Garcia. He knows he was a little guy. He cherry-picked him. No, he didn't cherry-pick him. He wasn't calling for Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was calling for him consistently. I'm just moving these excuses out of the way now, because they're coming. They're coming. They're absolutely coming. Absolutely. Those excuses will absolutely 100% be there. Oh, well, if he wasn't so big, Mikey Garcia was outboxing him. Looking at the Mikey Garcia Errol Spence fight, man, I think Terrence Crawford will just destroy. He'll just completely outbox Errol Spence now. I saw Mikey Garcia outboxing him. And Keith Thurman will just outbox Errol Spence now, because Mikey Garcia was outboxing him. And if it wasn't for the size, Mikey Garcia would have won. I'm just getting all the excuses out the way now. Just getting them out the way right now. Now, what reality is going to happen is Manny Pacquiao is going to obliterate Adrian Broner. That's reality. Reality is Errol Spence is going to annihilate. He will ruin Mikey Garcia. Ruin him. That's reality. What reality is Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, not Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao are going to fight each other. That's what's being set up. It's being set up for Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao to fight each other. And when they fight, Errol Spence is going to bludgeon him badly. That is a horrible fight for Manny Pacquiao. Horrible. It's an absolute horrible fight. It's an end of an era fight is what that is. That is an end of an era, and that should be the name of that fight. End of an era. That is the fight that I see next for both of them, and it's going to be the end of the Manny Pacquiao era. Errol Spence is going to destroy this dude. It is going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. That's what you can name that fight whatever you want. End of an era, slow singing, flower bringing, name it whatever you want. But that is going to be the last you see of Manny Pacquiao. He's going to get a nice payday, and he's going to roll off into the sunset and go be the president of the Philippines and be a beloved public figure. That's what he's going to do. That is the route Manny Pacquiao is taking. And then after that, Errol Spence will have the IBF and the WBA regular, and then they will say, well, let's unify this belt with the super. And then we'll get the Keith Thurman fight. Probably 2021. Not 2021, I'm sorry, 2020. Beginning of 2020 is when we'll get the Errol Spence Keith Thurman fight. Because at the end of this year, it'll be like the Manny Pacquiao Errol Spence fight. I mean, if you just look at how things are played out, that is what makes sense. That that makes sense. And I can see it playing out exactly like that. BFTB, shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.